This is Azaria Wright reporting about the non-traditional student. For many reasons, including the economy, people over 40 are flocking back to the college campuses. This includes myself. 850,000 undergrads, 40 and older, by 2010 were noted in the National Center for Education. Afterwards, the number went to 1.3 million and is still rising. With no guarantee of that dream job, and of course the added student loan, is it really worth going back to school after 40? Well, I spoke with non-traditional student Miss Tashawn Walker, and she's going to talk about her expectations, her frustrations as an older student, and her academic challenges. But she's also going to talk about her hopeful dreams as not only a student obtaining her master's degree in education, but also even her doctorate. Hello, this is Azaria Wright, and I am interviewing Mr. Sean Walker. Mr. Sean Walker is a non-traditional student that is attending Liberty University, and she's going to tell us why did she decide to go back to school and a little bit about her major, and then I'm going to ask her just a few more questions. Tashawn, what are you taking at Liberty University?
Okay, I'm getting a master's in the art of teaching in secondary education so that I'll be able to teach middle and high school. And the emphasis is in biology, and that was my undergrad degree. So it was logical that I went ahead and chose that for my master's. I had applied for research jobs with my undergrad degree, and I hadn't been able to get hired. So that's one reason I wanted to go back to school. To be a teacher, I had heard that many times a person can definitely find a job teaching, so I wanted something secure.
Do you think your choices had anything to do with the economy or
I think it did. When I hear about the unemployment rate, when I hear about other people saying that they've applied hundreds of places and not gotten hired, it caused me to really want to find something dependable that I could really be secure in so that I can, put bread on the table.
also, what is the difference between now going back to school versus when you was an undergrad?
Well, the amount of my responsibilities has really increased. I have three children now. I'm divorced. And of course, there's, laundry and dishes and paying bills and trying to get some exercise. Um, and then my mother is not doing well, so I have to check on her. And another thing is that I don't remember things like I used to. It just seems like my brain has, I guess, aged and it doesn't react like it used to. So it takes me a little bit more time to get assignments done as opposed to the way things were when I was an undergrad.
But do you think it's worth going back to school, obtaining your master's?
Very much so. I don't regret at all, coming back to school. I'm glad I've done it. And I would pretty much advise anyone who's considering it to at least really think about it and look at the benefits that are involved. I think it's a good idea.
What are your expectations after you complete your degree?
I expect to be hired by a public school, and I would like to work in secondary education for maybe 3 years or so. Um, While I'm working, though, I would like to go back to Liberty and get a degree in counselor education so I could become a guidance counselor. And in Georgia, you have to have 3 years of teaching before you can be hired as a counselor. So hopefully, within that 3 years, I will have gone back, gotten my counselor degree, so that I could be hired as a guidance counselor.
Well, thank you very much for speaking with us about becoming a non-traditional student and the expectations of it. I know the economy now is very hard. It's hard to find a job, and going back to school has really been a great resource for a lot of people. Thank you. One of the concerns about going back to school as a non-traditional student is how to pay for it. Well, of course, there are loans and there are grants. And if you ask your financial aid office at your school, I'm sure they can help you. But there are two grants that I want to notify you about. There is the OSHA grant. And if you are attending college for the first time, getting your undergraduate degree, you can be eligible for ages 40 through 60. Also, the Talbots degree, that is one of the mainline clothing stores, they have a grant between $15,000 to $30,000. And the requirements is that you are a U.S. citizen or Canadian citizen and have at least 2 semesters remaining in college, undergrad or graduate school. Thank you so much. And for more information, contact the financial aid office at your school.